What is good, boys and girls? Day 143 backtesting until I'm profitable. So, let's get right into it. Okay. Filter it though. Let's remove the drawing. Go to date. Okay. So what do we got here? We dropped here. Calculate the sell side here. We're in an order block and a beautiful fair value. So the order block is those candles here from the swing high. And we're in this beautiful fair value gap. We're on Tuesday. And we're gonna go up on the weekly. How's the weekly looking like? So weekly is also having a retracement to the upside, taking out previous weekly high. And the next target seems to be rejecting this. We've rejected this gap already. I'm still looking for lower prices. We'll have some relatively equal lows on the weekly, but overall I'd like to see some expansion to the downside, since well, I don't think that the fact that this candle looks like a pin bar matters. I don't think if it matters, I'm just concerned on price potentially rejecting here and dropping. After all, this week we have NFP. Now down to daily. Some highs swept here with that relatively equal highs. I can see them clearly on the 1 hour. I see relatively equal highs for Iran. I'd like to see price, continuously reject and drop lower. Taking a potential sell side. With potential sell side being here from yesterday PM session high lows. And these ones, of course, except if market protests otherwise. Overall, that's what I'll be looking for. We have a fair value gap here and another internal gap here. We have swept liquidity shifted. I'm expecting price to draw lower. 15. So looks like we might rebalance the premium here. The gap is in premium, as you can see. Okay, get the open. Shoot fire. You can see how beautiful it looks on the 5 minute. So haven't got a beautiful price swing that you can find some entries on yet. The highs get round one more time. Like to see push below this lows, solid push that creates a fair value gap. Things are consolidating all around and forming some SMTs in these highs. Okay, now we're gonna go to 4, 3, 2, 1. I don't have a retracement yet, but you can see internal shifts and this short-term. We have short-term market shifts inside here. I'm gonna go up to the 5 minute. see we dropped significantly, no strong shift yet. 2 minutes, shifts there. Let's wait and see if we can get another retracement into the gap. Well, when I put the fib, putting a fib here, obviously we wait for at least this gap here, this internal gap. Okay, this gap here, so we tap into it beautifully, and now is when I'd like to see price potentially draw to these lows here. So I take my sell there, take profit there, risk 1%, which is around 2k on this account. So we were on a crazy losing streak at that time. Let's see what will happen here. So market ends up drawing lower and hitting sell side beautifully. I am kind of confident that we will draw here, but let's see what happens. Close to launch, I'll keep that in mind. It's already launched and we haven't tapped into them, to those lows. So the low hanging fruit here actually played out because we wanted to target this. They're relatively equal lows as well. This low was we had a shallow sweep, not a deep one, but yeah, overall it's looking nice. And I think maybe we will rebalance in the PM session. Let's review what is happening. Keep in mind that this is like a week where we would like to learn more about what the PM session does. The reason is because this coming week in the actual markets, not in backtesting, we have FOMC, and I'm learning like okay, so does the PM session like do the rebalance and then move on, and what happens in the PM session and stuff like that. So I'm kind of rewiring my brain on how to trade the PM session during days like this, where we have FOMC, where the morning is expected to be a chop and stuff like that. So we wait. So first, as I target left behind equal lows, 15 minutes. I'm still looking for some shorts. Well, we swept the highs, dropped, retraced into the gap here. And see how beautiful it was looking like on the 1 hour. Then we entered somewhere around there, then rode this swing here. So 1 hour could have also provided a beautiful entry here. You can see the swept, shift, beautiful retracement at 9. Then if you entered here, then you catch a beautiful move to the downside. And here, since we left equal or something, you might rebalance, maybe hit this order block and then continue lower. But let's see what the PM session does. So you have another block here, and PM sessions already in play. We're in a gap, but I don't think that it's a discount gap, is it? Go from here to here. Well, we hit premium, not discount, so it's premium. And yeah, we might potentially be about to drop. It's possible because we had a short-term shift, but if the market doesn't retrace to a gap that it created, then no entry will be there, and we get a beautiful take a sweep of the lows here that we were waiting for, and market continues. So it was like a shallow retracement into this very gap, no full rebalance, but a smooth drop down. Now other obvious targets will be, there's a gap here, take partials or close the whole position, and some more liquidity resting down here. So if the day is volatile enough to reach there, it would be crazy, but I don't think so. The furthest it could reach will be this gap. So power hour drops into the gap and then it shoots higher, which shows the strength of the power hour. I really like it. So let's go to the next day without a delay. Go back to the daily to determine the daily bias. There's a reason it's called a daily bias, not just a bias. So still standing on by bias. Like, we don't have anything else that shows us reasons to go higher, because, well, you can see we still have this daily fair value gap here. But I think I'm gonna change the colors of fair value gap, because the ones I were using are really ugly. I'm gonna use this one. Okay. So now we have a fair value gap here. Right. We retraced into it yesterday. It dropped very beautiful. Now this is Wednesday of the NFP Friday, NFP week, sorry, and well, it's possible that we can have another not shallow. It will be a deep retracement into the gap, then continue lower. But overall, I'll be still looking for some bearish prices. So maybe NFP might drive us like crazy low, or set the tone for this high maybe, or this high. But since we have more gaps supporting price, I still will be looking for bearish prices. So an obvious target would be this low here, this previous day low, and this London low there. So when I got down to the 4H, this in my is looking like a retracement into this down close up close kind of here, and this downward move, because it's where we formed the swing point. I think it will be clear on the 1 hour. Okay, good. So we have some lows here, relatively equal, not fully equal, but relatively equal. And on the 1 hour, we have this already presented, a beautiful gap and some highs that were around. So it's a beautiful sweep of liquidity, and some London lows here as more liquidity. So internally, I'm looking for price to reject and continue lower. I have to put again the sweep, and still don't see another gap in the 1 hour. But overall, since we swept liquidity, we might just start to drop. It's possible, but let's see if we can get some a repeating thing, where you can get maybe an internal sweep, or just wait for what is to happen in the open. So we have this gap here, holding price, auto block, fair value gap. So it's a beautiful retracement. Also, price might just start dropping after that, but let's wait and see. So we get the open volatility there, taking out the high, but still in the 50. Look at how these gaps are good. This gap is getting respected, and how we're closing above. So I think we're still gonna draw lower. Okay, so drawing from this high to this low. Are we in premium yet? Nope, not yet. But we have a beautiful gap here, a beautiful gap here. So this will be the gap that I will be waiting for. So let's wait, and boom, hit it aggressively, 940. So I'd like to see a rejection, but we didn't get it. So a rejection means if we form this candle from a down close, and maybe I'll take the entry somewhere inside here. But since the candles haven't confirmed, then no entry presented on that day. And if our setup gets invalidated, then maybe we're wrong, and it's okay to be wrong. So get a retracement to the upside. So when I look on the 15 minute, I have two things on mind. We have taken out this low, shifted, and then a retracement into here, but I'm still looking for bearish prices, so I can't consider this, because it's not in the context of my analysis, except if market proves me otherwise. If we're forming an SMT on these highs, And yeah, so it's still possible that we could drop 1 hour, another week, not the weekly like WICK retracement. So it forms an SMT taking out another high here. So let's wait for what the market is to present. Okay, beautiful. Boom. What do we have here? Fair value gap retracement at 9:56, and then at 10 we do a beautiful retracement. So what we can see here is that we've missed it out. We've missed this thing out. Well, we have a beautiful sweep of liquidity internally again. We have an SMT here with ES signaling that the NQ is more weaker. You can see that it ends up dropping, so potential entry could have been inside here, because you can see we drop, the shift is on this low internally. And beautiful retracement, and then it starts melting to the downside. And I think this was also discount, I mean premium. See, premium price, then drops, melts. So this will be for the target. Let's see if we can draw to that daily low. Yo, what's this? So this is, I guess this is the benefit of taking partials, but wow, this is absolutely massive. Stop out in just one candle. Anyways, this is a sign that, you know, if you have partials, take them. Don't wait for the market to do this to you. It puts in a crazy angry sweep. So I'm still looking for the daily lows, but you know, this looks like some kind of random price movements that where if the market makers are pushing it manually to a certain target for the market to do a certain thing, and if you're in the right direction with that swing, then you're happy, and if not, I guess you just have to acknowledge that that's a simple loss and move on. So potential entry for this day, this drop, and if we didn't get it, well and good, but it's still looking crazier. Anyways, let's go back to 1H. You can see that we are consolidating. So NFP week is actually everything in trading. You have to be you have to be cautious, but NFP week you have, or other red folder news weeks, NFP, CPI, and PPI, maybe FOMC, but I think only those three, NFP, CPI, and FOMC, are the ones where you should be more cautious. The others, you can just trade with it, but I think you can also do it with NFP. It just depends on the experience. So let's see what prices to present here, and see if we can get any opportunities in this morning. So we're already in the morning session, and it looks like we might not get any other entry because we were bearish, and what will turn us bullish? We don't have any SMT at these lows, right? Price randomly just started pushing higher, but when we use the 5 minute, you can see we have a beautiful gap here that we trace into the gap, and then we start spooling higher. Let's go to the next day open. Don't think we will be trading that day, and you can see how crazy we end up pushing higher. So partials let you take some profits even when you're wrong, by the looks of it. Anyways, so what we were waiting for finally happened. We ended up pushing into fair value deeply, not like this shallow sweep interval, and well, we might reject it since there's a gap, there's another block and another gap. So I'd be looking for a melt to the downside. So I'm open to any ideas that the market will show me, but so far I'd like to see it potentially, drop. If I don't see a reason why it will continue higher in this time. So we have some London lows here, the target, big huge fair value gap. Let's mark it on 15. So this is the daily, and this is also a daily gap. Like this. Do this. Okay. Okay. So I'd like to see price potentially reject this daily gap. If not consolidate, because it might consolidate in the fair value gap, then probably drop the next day. So let's observe and react accordingly. And another thing is that we might be wrong. Price might rebalance this price swing, so we might look for some fair value gap inside there where price could rebalance. So let's say maybe we use this low to the upside. You can see a potential gap in discount is this one, and in premium obviously wouldn't retrace in premium, so I'd be looking for at least this gap here. Now down back to the 5. Let's see if it closed below that 5-minute candle. Okay, so 2 1. Okay, so 1 minute's going really slow, but we're about to open, so let's see what happens at the open. So at the open we drop heavily straight to the target. I think we're gonna drop into that 15-minute gap that I had marked straight to the target, so no entry. But what I would have loved to see is if we could have dropped maybe below this low here, and then we closed below, traced, and started dropping. But since that entry wasn't provided, well and good. So let's see what happens later on. Now I want to go up to 15. Still don't have much except retracement into this gap, and we might reject it or just continue to the London lows. Nobody knows what could happen here. And we end up taking out the London lows at 10:15. So no entry yet. But when we look here at 9:46, had a retracement into a fair value gap in premium and an order block, so this could have been a potential entry, and we had touched the target. That's why I didn't see it at first, but I would still be hesitating, so no worries here. And we also had Fed Chair Powell testifying, but I don't think testifying is like some kind of problem that would affect the markets that hard. Anyways, let's see what is to happen, and I'll be back for this short break. Alright, so we were still looking for price to show us some more drops to hit the fair value gap, shift here, and if you're an early bird, maybe you take it here. So price ends up melting without us, but guess what? It's fine. It's fine, dude. It's fine. I'm just saying, like, what framework would you use here, except if you entered early pre-market? And as a reminder, it's an FP week, so could get a retracement into a gap here. So the retracement was looking like run high, run the highs again, and market, does its thing. But it's long shower. Let's see what happens in the PM session. So in the PM session, we get this huge retracement right here. It's not the one I'm looking like. So 101 retracement into a gap. I don't think that's premium, but I don't think we need premium here. But we also actually touched premium here. Small little wick, shallow touch, and after touching premium, whereas 1230, it's already one. So we're still I'm still looking for price to show some potential downside movement. And we consolidate. I think it's waiting for power out to move. See what happened in the last hour of trading. No movement at all in the PM session. Look at this. No, nothing at all in the PM session, which shows like days before NFP, the PM session is absolute trash. Same thing as the day before FOMC. So I've noted it. The day before FOMC, the day before NFP, the day before CPI and PPI. Like the afternoon session kind of consolidates because we're preparing for a new day and we want to create liquidity targets inside there. So I think this was like one of those scenarios of what the market. So next day will obviously be an NFP. Okay, I chose to move it manually so you can see what NFP does. Okay, so we're 5 minutes away from NFP. Now let's do the analysis. Okay, let's remove this, and again, it's pretty much the same thing. Even though I cleaned it, I'm bearish. Even though we had some consolidation internally, but look at this swing high from the highs, from the consolidation from this high here, and then start to melt. When I go down to 1H, it's still pretty much the same thing. Sweep, drop, retracement, drop, retracement, drop. So also have this here as the fair value gap for NFP, and well, we have NFP in a few minutes. And well, since I'm looking for it to drop, the obvious targets will be Asia low here and this low from last week, since our overall bias is bearish. So on days like this where we have high impact news, instead of like micro trading and trading like small positions where they get taken out, you can have it swing. For example, like this, stop above there, and the target here, but now you can make it if you wanted to. Let's see what NFP does here, and enter like B and something before NFP. So NFP puts in a crazy sweep there, and we can also, I think we can find an entry internally, man. Okay, well, we'll leave behind this gap here. I'm not expecting a retracement into this gap because we've already got one, but you can see that we're about to drop, in my opinion. Let's see. Yep, we start dropping. So swap liquidity dropped this week, retraced to midpoint, and it's already 9:30. This move here. Let's see, can we get a drop inside here? So this 15 minutes is looking like weeks on weeks. And first target taken here. It's gonna rebalance potentially, but I think the full daily range will play out and we take out the lows. So wait and see. Last hour of trading, end up consolidating and not trading, taking out the low here. I was thinking we'll take out this low, but we actually did provide a good entry, up to here. So let's say you've entered on this gap here, entering on this gap, and since we're in high volatility times, then that means if your stop will be there, entry on the gap and target here, giving you 2.6 R, which you couldn't get, but if you target here, it's a 1.9 R. So NFP days, I think one's gotta be cautious because they're kind of crazy. Anyways, thank God NFP is done. Let's go to the next week. Okay, so overnight we end up hitting the target, which is very beautiful delivery here. 2.6 first reward trader we're waiting for, and yeah, we're bearish. At Monday starting to form some pin bars, so it's possible that price could be about to do something like this, then this, then this on the weekly time frame, like this being Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. But we're not here to anticipate, we're here to react. So the daily time frame, I'm looking for bearish prices still. Daily fair value gap, we didn't create a low below this low, but since it's Monday and we could potentially have like an upside move because we've taken out this low, it's possible that we could have a bearish move instead of bullish, and that bearish move would also retrace to this up close candle inside here, because in the low time frame such as 1 hour it could be an order block. So this okay. And another thing, we also have a new day, new week open gap here. So we're still in that new, actually we're retracing to the new week open gap. Don't think this will be valid. This shows that you can form a trade out of anything. You can see that this gap that was formed retraced back into it, so I think we're gonna reject this and go lower. I'm not looking for higher prices anymore. see, like, I think I have a view of what is potential to happen. Maybe the 930 news driver could take out this relatively equal highs, then we start going lower. What I'm looking for is, a reason to go lower. And if we're expecting lower prices, it's first sweep, then the drop. Market opens and slash out the highs. These ones here and these ones here. And look at this here. Where we got. So we have a beautiful sweep there. And if we're dropping, well, you look here. What are the potential targets? This low here, or if you put a fib in this swing, you can see some fair value gaps here. The price would might respect. So there's this, and there is this. So if we make this side liquidity, then let's see if we can find some sells in this price leg here. Actually get a move at 938. We drop close below retracement, and these high volatile times to premium. Gap here, but this is the most prone one. I think it was in premium, was it? Yep, it was in premium. Touch it and then we start dropping, so I could take a sell side here with my stop above there. Target this gap here. It's a small out trade, but it will be a good one. I hope so, but at least because I followed my entry rules, risk criteria for the moment, so everything will be in line there. And price melts. It was almost close to the sell side level, just fell short of it. Let's see if ES has already taken it out, then we close. ES has already took it out, but this is, since the price has moved already 50% of the anticipated direction, we de-risk and then we wait. Boom, full target gets hit, and I think we might also continue to risk fair value gap, which is beautiful. You can see, you can have a full 2 hour potentially. Let's see, and price ends up breaking through the gap as well. That was the initial target, and we end up melting. So you can see how small this new week open gap is effective, and how small change is to the analysis tweaks the move. For example, I was bullish because we had swept a low. We could have the Monday push higher than the weekly drop, but I'm not meant to predict, I'm meant to react. And then I saw that we had the new week open gap showing us some rejections, then I entered off of that. And there was a little bit late, but I got the move, which is absolutely beautiful. I think this move was absolutely very, very beautiful, and we might deliver all the way to these London lows. Let's see, London lows, we fell short of them, but we actually took them out by a pip, or by a point, whatever you call it. Supply shower, boom, first few minutes of supply shower, end up hitting the target. So absolute beauty in the morning, caught our part of the move, and then we were out. So I'm grateful for that, and I think this is a week of data that we've learned. And until next time, stay blessed. Peace.